Our daily travels have now brought us to Art Gallery Gardens, and this is Luddy and Rachel Lambertson. And Luddy is hybridizer extraordinaire with spidery types, unusual forms, blue eyes, funky patterns. He does some rounds of fantastic distinction. I mean, if it's something special, Luddy's into it, but into it in a really special way, artistic way, into a way that distinguishes what he's doing from many other hybridizers. Art Gallery Gardens. Okay, what we're going to do, we have Luddy Lambertson with us, and Luddy's going to walk along and give us some commentary about these beautiful flowers today. And we're going to start off with showing you some introductions from the past few years. And Luddy, we have what here? Aerial applique?
Yeah, this is aerial applique. It's a, I'm doing applique throats, both in the UF and long petal category, and also round and different odd shaped forms. This is very interesting because it's been in bloom. It started blooming in February, and it was hit by freezes, and then it just kept sending up rebloomscapes, and has bloomed all of March, all of April, and so far all of May, and it's still sending up rebloomscapes. So
wow.
This is a very long and very early extraordinary bloomer. I think the front flower is better.
Okay, Luddy, who are we looking at now?
Okay, this is called Amethyst Outlined, another new introduction this year. It's a tall UF with kind of an amethyst base for the sepals and petals, with a bluish eye zone, and it also it comes out of teeth breeding, and it doesn't manifest that, but it does have a an edge on it. So I'm working on UFs, trying to put edging on them. Okay, this is another new introduction this year. It's called Spiral Nebula, a very large UF in the pattern category. The eye always seems to have some sort of pattern to it. It's got a really nice scape to it. It's a real action bloom. It looks different all the time. And a wonderful scape. Okay, this is Blue Throat from last year, and it's a nice rich purple, fairly early bloomer. It's got a bluey purple eye, and it tends to have some little white blotches in the purple eye zone at times. I love the patterns in all forms, so this is one that I'm still working with to create pattern in the eye zones for UFs. Okay, this is another new introduction this year that came out. It's called Freebird. It's a very flat with a kind of patterned edge and eye, a very early bloomer, just a really nice double-edged one for the blue patterns in the Daylily. The love bugs seem to like it too. Okay, this is one from a couple of years back. It's called Golden Tentacles. It's very dramatic, edged, with, for me, very unusual without an eye. I don't do too many flowers without eye zones. But working with teeth and tentacles, this one without an eye is just, I think, sensational. It's got a wonderful edge that just seems to get more pronounced during the daytime. It just glitters and glows, and sometimes the flowers can turn almost white by the end of a hot day, and that gold edge just gets more and more intense. So it's a wonderful daylily, and people really, really like this. It's growing way up north. And okay, this is another large UF from last year. It's called Among Us, another takeoff on the extraterrestrial type of things where we call unusual forms UFOs. A very large pink lavender bloom with a huge white green eye. It has a lot of different looks to it. It's quite tall, and the interesting thing about it, it seems to do an awful lot of polytepling. So actually I had a bunch of people buy it just for that trait alone. So.
Okay, this is the same plant we just saw a second ago, and Luddy mentioned the polytepalous nature. Well, here it is. Here's one of those poly blooms.
Okay, this is another little small, probably my smallest UF. Again, this one comes out of teeth breeding. Both parents were much larger. And this is a fairly small bloom, but what I love about it is its patterned eye. It's quite pod fertile, and trying to do some smaller things in the UF category along with some of the really large ones. So. It also holds this pattern, which can look anywhere from gray one day to into the blues and purples, but it always holds its pattern. Okay, this is another one from last year, which we have pretty much sold out of this year. It's called Whirlpool Galaxy, a very twisty, twisty-turny UF with a very dramatic kind of a red purpley eye. Has a lot of different looks, as they all do. What's interesting about this one is that the sepals kind of drop down from the petals, giving it a very sculptural look. A real vigor in this plant also. These things put in the ground and they become a clump, it seems like almost overnight. Okay, this is Bird Talk from last year. Another one of my patterned daylilies with a big wide open form. What's nice about the pattern in the eye is it goes out onto the edge where you have at least 3 colors. This is something that I've used extensively in my breeding program to get these patterned eyes and pattern edges. This seems to be growing well all the way up into Canada. A lot of people commented that it made it through the winter way up there, and seems to be doing well all over the country. So,
Luddy, I grew this up in central North Carolina, and at Happy Moose, this is an important breeder for me. I mean, this was the #1 breeder in my unusual form program last year. I love this too, and it's just remarkable flower. This is one that anyone who's serious about wanting something very unique and something very special really needs to consider. Well, look at that detail pattern.